What is up guys, name is Ray and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. In this video we're going to take a look at the newest character, Raiden Shogun. She's finally out, she's finally available in the game, and I'm currently on the account of my sister where we want to test the character. The reason why I am on the account of my sister is because I'm going to summon for her very soon on twitch.tv/DrayGotchaGaming. It will happen directly after I record the video, so definitely make sure to catch me on stream. And if you want to see me summoning and testing, farming for her, we're doing this, of course, on her account, on my account. My friends will join me, some of my subscribers will join me, and we're going to summon for that character, and hopefully all of us will get at least one copy of Raiden Shogun. So, but without further ado, let's hop into the test run. So this is pretty much the first time that I am taking a look at the character in the game. So let's see what they give that character first. So these are the stats. They give her, of course, the new weapon Engulfing Lightning at level 80. Raiden Shogun herself also level 80. Artifacts. They give a 2-piece Emblem of Severed Fate and 2-piece Thundering Theory. Pretty interesting. Alright, Constellation 0 and talents are all level 8. So quick look just at the overall artifact substats. So 86% energy recharge, 41 crit damage, 52 crit rate. So they give quite a lot of energy recharge. Let's see like the overall stats. It's 57 crit rate, 91 crit damage, and 138, 280 energy recharge. That's a lot. I don't know if I can get up to there, but of course we have to keep a notice that we get 50% alone from the Engulfing Lightning, so it would be like 230 if we would use a weapon that doesn't give energy recharge. But yeah, the artifacts seem very energy recharge heavy. Along with that, they give us 3 characters to test. So maybe let's take a quick look at her talents. So I think 5-hit combo, nothing too special on the normal attack. So we have a double hit on the 4th hit and 170% on the charged attack, which is kind of high, I'd say. I think Zhao should, of course, have a higher multiplier and, of course, a little bit higher base attack. But, like, for a character that seems to be like a supporter, this is pretty high. Alright, the next thing is, of course, her E ability. The Raiden Shogun reveals a shot of her Euthymia, dealing electro damage to nearby opponents and granting nearby party members the Eye of Stormy Judgment. Eye of Stormy Judgment. When characters with this buff attacks and deal damage to opponents, the Eye will unleash a coordinated attack dealing AoE electro damage at the opponent's direction. Characters who gain the Eye of Stormy Judgment will have their Elemental Burst damage increase based on the energy cost of the Elemental Burst during the Eye's duration. The Eye can initiate one coordinated attack every 0.9 seconds. Of party coordinated attacks generated by characters not controlled by you deal 20% of the normal damage. So, like 2 days ago when I saw the reveal for Raiden Shogun, I had 2 questions, especially referring to these 2, referring to the E ability. So this one was on what it is really based on, which energy cost, but I think they answered it here. The Elemental Burst damage bonus is based on 9.29% per energy used from the Elemental Burst of that character, and they basically always will use their full energy cost. So for example, if you use the Elemental Burst of Jean, the energy cost is 80, so it will be 0.29% per energy, so it will be 0.29% times 80 energy, of course, and that will be the damage bonus that she will get, or that the character will get with that E ability. Yeah, else this one I try to answer after the test run at least. So the thing is, the Eye can initiate one coordinated attack every 0.9 seconds per party, but this thing was the thing that I didn't understand. So coordinated attack is generated by characters not controlled by you, deal 20% of the normal damage. So my assumption here was that because you only can deal one coordinated attack per 0.9 seconds, but you can deal more than one auto attack or more than one normal attack during that time frame, I feel like that the first attack will be the coordinated attack, and the second one, if it is like not in that time frame, will be this damage. But I could be wrong here because it still says that the coordinated attack only can happen like 0.9 seconds per party. But this coordinated attack, this one is still a coordinated attack, so it couldn't happen in that time frame. So I'm still kind of confused about what this really means. But if you guys know more, definitely make sure to let me know in the comment section below, or let me know it on stream if we're going to test that character today. Alright, so we have a lot of text for the Elemental Burst, so I try to summarize that for you. This one is the most important thing, I'd say, during her Elemental Burst. You want to build up her resolve stacks, the Chakra Desiderata. So when nearby party members, excluding the Raiden Shogun herself, use the Elemental Burst, the Raiden Shogun will build up resolve stacks based on the energy cost of these Elemental Bursts. The maximum number of resolve stacks is 60. The resolve gained by Chakra Desiderata will be cleared 300 seconds after the Raiden Shogun leaves the field. Pretty much. So you pretty much always can keep up the Chakra Desiderata, if I'm not wrong. So because she has to be 300 seconds off field, which usually never happens. So you could, or you should always keep that alive. Maybe we want to compare, we want to talk about this a little bit. So she basically just gets electro damage, and she infuses normal attacks into electro damage, which can't be overridden. So that's like a short summary. And she is immune to electro charge reaction damage. And yeah, basically all damage that she does do during her Elemental Burst, basically normal charge and punching attacks will be converted and considered as Elemental Burst damage. That is a very important thing, because then the multipliers for the Severed Fate and for Noblesse set will work for the Elemental Burst. Alright, so the resolve stacks gained is 0.19%, so they just forgot the percent here, per energy consumed. So this, I think this one is the multiplier that is important, because then we know how fast we actually can stack up the resolve stacks. But like using one Elemental Burst of a specific character is stacking this ability, and is also stacking this ability, which is really brutal. So she has like two abilities that scales off with the energy cost of your characters in your team. So I would definitely say that you really want to keep an eye on that. So I'd say that you want to have like high cost characters in your team and like low costs, because anyway, a Raiden Shogun will help with giving your party members energy, but I think it should be good to have like different kind of characters, different kind of cooldowns, so you can use Elemental Burst more often. And then there are Elemental Burst that you can use after you use your whole rotation already, so you can get more of the resolve stacks. So yeah, I feel like multipliers are pretty high all on everything. Her normal attack multipliers will change after she uses that. Same goes for charge attack, because the thing is, they give us new multipliers because she changes her weapon to a sword after her Elemental Burst. Resolve bonus, yeah. So don't want to go over that particularly, because we want to test that character. I want to do like a guide on that character if I knew more about that. But up for now, let's go over the passive talents. When you read party members, gain elemental orbs or particles, Chakra Desiderata gains 2 resolve stacks. This effect can occur once every 3 seconds. So basically, another passive that gets her resolve stacks even faster. Enlightened one. Each 1% above 100 energy recharge that the Raiden Shogun possesses grants her 0.6% greater energy restoration from Musu Ishin, 0.4% electro damage from. So this is also an insanely good passive. Basically everything that on energy recharge that you get through your weapon or through your artifact will grant her this bonus. Insane. This one is also really good. It's not particularly good for combat, but like in general, Mora expanded when ascending swords and polyom is decreased by 50%. Like you just have the cost of your Mora by using Raiden Shogun. Just for that, she's already worth, in my opinion. Okay, so enough talk. I think that was a lot. Let's go and try out that character. So I just want to auto attack, so I get a first feeling of how she does feel like. Now let's use the E ability. Okay, on cast, it immediately does do damage. and then we are able to just auto attack with... Okay, the damage numbers, they seem... That is quite good, because the artifacts are not too amazing. I mean, like... Okay. And yeah, the duration is like 30 seconds of that ability. So I just can recast it, and then we can use it for Zhangling. Okay, now let's use her Elemental Burst. So we want to use it to get the resolve stacks for Raiden Shogun. So after that we want to use her Elemental Burst. Another Elemental Burst here. So yeah, now you can see like that circle. If it like is fully lightened up, we can use Raiden Shogun's Elemental Burst. Okay, that should immediately die here because it was the last enemy. Okay, maybe let's go one more time. I just want to go like over the weapon if there is something that we have to keep in mind. Attack is increased by 28% of energy recharge over the base 100%. You can gain a maximum bonus of 80% attack, gain 30 for 12 seconds after using an Elemental Burst. Okay, so pretty much nothing that we really have to keep in mind here. This time, I immediately want to use all Elemental Burst. So we can get resolve stacks. Of course, because of the test run, we get a lot more of the clear elemental particles. So stacking up the resolve stacks for Raiden Shogun on the test run will be a lot easier. So I think it should be full already. The circle is already lightened up fully. So if this is the case, then you have full resolve stacks. Let's use Raiden Shogun's Elemental Burst. It was 40,000. Alright, now we can use her E ability that is also stronger. It is now 7,000, 5,000 per hit. So the 5,000, 7,000 should be the on-cast damage. Alright. And everything is up again. Let's just use everything again. Dude, that's amazing. That's amazing. Amazing character here. We have an amazing character. Okay. So I feel like it isn't really hard to tell how good the character actually works, because I feel like the most important thing on that character is really how often she can use her abilities, because just her abilities alone, I feel like they are really strong. The multiplayers are good enough, the damage is good enough, there's nothing really to complain about when I see like these damage numbers here. The thing is now, because we're in the test run, we have higher elemental particles regeneration, higher regeneration on our Elemental Burst. So as you can see, I already have all the Elemental Burst from the others alive, so I just can use it all over again. Like, just press all Elemental Burst, get back to Raiden Shogun, like just use my Elemental Burst one time, and it is like back, you know? And the question here is, how practical is that really in like the open world fights or in other types of content? So let's start off right away with Elemental Burst. So we want to get the resolve stacks back. Okay, we should have enough resolve stacks. Now yeah, let's use E again. Let's use let's use Q and then E, of course. Now let's try to use that with another character. And now we just can like do it all over again. See, I feel like that is the strength of Raiden Shogun. She does provide like additional damage to your team, while your team is always able to use their strongest ability. And just the kit alone convinced me using Raiden Shogun. So the kit alone, just her abilities, convinced me to its full potential. But the full potential here is, how good is that with a 4-star weapon? How good is that on open world? How good is that in Spiral Abyss? How good is that like in different other contents, in other domains, in other artifact dungeons? So I just want to do one more run using using everything from Raiden Shogun with I'd say Kea this time. So this. We should have full resolve stacks. Yeah, we have. Let's get back to Raiden Shogun. Use our E. And now I want to swap back to Kaya because he should get... he still should get all the buffs. And again, like... it's like not you use everything and then you want to auto attack. It's like you want to use everything and then you want to use everything again. That's like how you really want to play that character. I feel like that you really have the chance for some super nice and good quick swap teams here. Okay, what? Wait. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 1. 1. Alright, so that was just a test for the coordinated attacks. Okay, I guess I will do one more run. I promise. This is the last run. I just want to figure out like how this will be coordinated attacks work. So, if I attack 2 times, then still though, in that 1 second, there's just one coordinated attack. So, the question is still not answered here. What is if I use... okay, it's still the same damage. So yeah, I still don't understand like the full potential of these. So you use E, and let's say I want to swap to Barbara. The damage is always the same, you know? It's if I crit, it's always 2,400. And if I do not crit, it's like around 1,200. But it was still though, this part of the passive. What does that actually mean? So it's basically that it functions this way. Every time if I auto attack, it has the same multiplier on crit and of course non-crit. But what if all these coordinated checks generated by characters not controlled by you deal 20% of the normal damage? That is still something that I didn't figure out. Everything else is now kind of clear to me. Basically fully stacked by using Elemental Bursts of other characters. And I'd say that if you use a Favonius weapon in your team, not on Raiden Shogun, of course it works on Raiden Shogun, but if you don't want to use a Favonius weapon, I feel like that this is a really good option because it gives you some elemental orbs and particles, some additional, so you can get resolve stacks even faster than you just use Elemental Burst into E, and you will have amazing results on that. Yeah, with that being said, that is my first impression on that character. I hope it helped you out a little bit. Of course, we try to learn a lot more about Raiden Shogun during the next days because I'm going to summon for her definitely. I'm going to try out multiple weapons on her. And of course, some small different artifact builds. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. And I see you guys next time. Bye.